The pizza box was too big to fit in the fridge. I thought of this when I woke up, a little harmless thought as I finished the last of the water on the nightstand. The water was good, really good, but it wasn't enough. I finished the water and decided to get up for more, and doing so, I thought of the obnoxious pizza box still sitting on the stove. I got more water, took it back to the bedroom. Son was sleeping on the wife's side of the bed. I vaguely recall them switching during the night. He took her side because he thought he saw a monster. She took his room to get away from my snoring, more harmless thoughts. I sauntered over to the collection of water glasses on the nightstand and placed tonight's refill. On the stove sat the pizza box. I opened it quietly like a thief in the night, grabbed a piece, sausage, just a quick piece, then back to bed. A little bit more water, back to sleep. First bite. All the fucking toppings come off. A bare, sauce-soaked, not as tantalizing piece of crust shined in the soft light of the stove's range hood. Panic. Paper towel. Try to salvage it. Place the crust on the counter, wipe my mouth with the paper towel, walk it off. I saw it then on the balcony. I froze watching it. The paper towel still held mid-smear on my mustache. It saw me. It was watching back. We left the blinds open, pulled just enough to the side to see out. They'd been remodeling the balconies, but there was enough planks to hold something outside the glass, 7 feet tall. Was it 8? As I watched it, I could recall if I had checked the time. I didn't want to chance a look. My phone was in the bedroom near the collection of water glasses. If I had it, I could call the police, but I'd have to look away from it. It was just standing there, standing awkwardly like it had been caught in the act, and I was reminded of how long it had been since we used the slider, how long it had been since we knew it was locked. I thought of him, sleeping next to the still warm spot I left behind. I thought of her off in the other room, to get away from the snoring. I could scream. But then what? Then we'd all just be fucking scared. I went to the balcony, moving slowly, lowering the paper towel as I crossed the living room, getting the details of it the closer I got, or the lack thereof. Long, spindly fucking arms, a hunched back, a dead hang of thin hair. It's almost December. Where was its clothes? Why my balcony? It seemed happy to see me, like this was a pleasant surprise. I felt the spike in my blood pressure, the collecting sweat in my armpits, a paper towel instead of a phone or a bat, and I stood there looking at it, too scared to see if it was locked, too worried to check. Standing in the ringing, suffocating silence of the living room, I asked the only thing I could think of. What do you want? I couldn't actually hear my voice when it spoke. But it understood. Its face started to droop, a sag of skin, and a slow look that drifted to the left to my son's room, where she slept in the child's bunk bed to get away from snoring. A slow look that listed lazily back to me, then past me, to where my bedroom would be, to the 8-year-old sprawled on her side of the bed. Looking into its eyes, I felt my lips tremble. Not like this. Looking into its eyes, I mouthed the word no. I took a deep breath and leaned against the outer frame of the slider. It gets worse the longer I look. It's a fucking nightmare. It has to be a dream. Its lungs inflate and its chest puffs out and its skin hangs off its fucking bones. It's trying to intimidate me. It opens its mouth to talk. It makes no sound, but I understand what it's trying to say. The words chill my bones. I have all night. I think of her in his room. I think of him on her side of the bed, paper towel squeezed in my hand, a reminder that I didn't take a leak when I got more water. So do I. The response amuses it, and it shrugs. We'll see, it says. It moves, and I panic and think it's going to try to come in. I don't think I could stop it. Its unnatural human form twists as it settles in, its limbs folding unnaturally as it sits, like a dog or a horse. It mocks me. I sit on the carpet and wait, trying to project this is no big deal, trying to shield the fact that I'm terrified. It looks like it's freezing outside the way it shivers. Thin skin on pointy bones, a face that won't stop sagging. We're supposed to get snow soon. It's freezing in the living room. I'm in my boxers. Goosebumps crawl over my skin. We stare at each other. I don't know if there's rules. I don't know if I can look away or if I can check if it's locked or not. I don't think I can stop it. What happens if I fall asleep? Or they wake up? I sit. I watch it. It watches me. The dark night ticks away. I don't know when it started. I don't know when it's going to end. The longer I look, the worse it gets. Sometimes it pretends to fall asleep. It's fucking with me. The worst part of it all, sometimes the mold slips. Whatever's holding it, whatever the illusion is that serves as the existence like a twitch, as if its normal form wasn't bad enough. Whatever's underneath. Sometimes it's a flash of teeth, a spread of gore like an aftermath of a hit and run. Sometimes it's up against the glass, its body flattening, its eyes staring hard at me, trying to scare me. Sometimes it's a girl, its mouth hanging open in a soundless scream. Sometimes there's no eyes at all. I sit and watch, terrified to look away, terrified it'll get impatient. The hours tick away, and behind it, the sun starts to break over the trees. Before the rays can touch its skin, it sighs, deliberately. It's out of time. A single nod serves as my congratulations. And as it looks to her in his room, and him in my bed, its final words haunt me. You got lucky this time. It slips away in an instant, its limbs taking it back to woods. Back to whatever hell it came from. My body aches, and I'm soaked in sweat. I wait until the sun is shining, the only way I'll think I'm safe. When I'm ready, I get up and I check the slider. It wasn't locked. Once I fix that, I check the front door. Deadbolt and knob both turned, but it doesn't make me feel better. I don't think I'll ever feel better again. In my hand is the paper towel, nearly perished under my squeezed grip. On the counter is a cold piece of bare pizza, the exposed sauce reminding me of the monster. I put them both in the trash. I creep to his room and find her sleeping peacefully. I creep back to mine and find him sprawled on my side. The water on the nightstand chills as I down the glass in one go. I place the empty next to the others, and I slowly lie down next to him, hoping I don't wake him, hoping I don't hear anything aside from his soft little snores. I listen to the snores, and I wonder if it's even possible to go back to sleep. Or if I'll ever sleep again. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I want to tell you thank you so much for watching tonight's video if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening to tonight's podcast if you're listening on Spotify, and thank you guys for doing that thing where you subscribe, where you hit the bell, where you hit like, or you leave a little comment at the bottom or wherever you can leave comments at. I don't know, I don't use Spotify that much. And finally, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. This past year has been rough. I've been gone for quite a while trying to get things organized for my own life, and Patreon subscribers, you guys who subscribe everywhere, this has kept me afloat in turbulent waters. So I want to give a very special thank you to Jordan Humble, Diana Kraus, Disciple, Strategy Wolf Emoji, SullyMan, Brandon Mendoza, BrimstonePandemonium, Caltuna, William Wellington, Scruffy the Janitor, Brenna Crow, LaQueda Canizales, Smiley the Psychotic, Djenna, Dante Kinkade, SimbasBloodyMojo, Mephistopheles, CursepoxPrimarch, M, Jesus Cornejo, Yarghoul, VerbalHorror, Amber Clark, J. Kearns, Mike, himbojerry, CrusaderChocobo, Corbin Dallas, Estebean, Seclude, Salty Surprise, Red Shadowcat, Turtleman, Cryolinian, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Dirt Diver 030, Voice of Sand, Psychomel, Melted Lake, Tali Sue, William King, Sashi Suzaku, Croconut 509, Stricken, Freddy Krueger, Hades Nephew, Acid System, Sky Harbor, Nico Kyle, The Ginger Bros, Aaron Stormcrow, Daniel Polson, and Corey Kenshin. I really appreciate your support, and I cannot thank you enough.